Welcome back to my channel. It's Rene Marcus. Thank you so very much for tuning in. And if you're new to my channel, please do me that favor and press that subscribe button. Guys, if you've watched the previous video, you will know that this is the part 2 of what we've just discussed, me and Sa. This is basically me advising Gambian youths and also Gambian parents or African parents, whichever way that we prefer to say it. But this is mainly focusing on Senegambian and Senegambian youths and Senegambian parents, really, because I'm from Gambia, and even though Gambia is in Africa, but like you guys already know that I promote my country, I love to basically show my country to the world. So this is actually an ongoing issue in the Gambia and also other parts in Africa that it's an answer that we can't get hold of. Why do African men actually always want to get married to more than one wife? Like in the Gambia, more than 60% of Gambian, or should I say Muslim men in the Gambia, do have more than one wife. But why? Because yes, if you're a Muslim, you have to meet the criteria to get married to more than one wife. But do men actually nowadays look at those criteria, or do they actually just go ahead and do what they want to do? Because I feel like a lot of these men nowadays in the Gambia or Senegambia, they don't actually think about, or even they don't actually practice the religion as they should when it comes to marrying more than one wives, because I feel like they just do it for their own interest or their own selfish gain. Because you've basically married this lady for a year, or let's say 6 months, you then decided, oh, I was dating this girl, but she's now my ex because I got married to someone else. I'm going to go back and search her. If she's still interested, then I'm going to have her as my second wife because I still want to be with her. But is this what the actual religion in Islam asks for? Is this one of the criteria that Islam actually said, okay, if that's the case, then you can get married to that person? I don't think so. Yes, I am Muslim, and I know that I don't know much about the Islam religion, because Islam is a huge thing. It's a huge religion that you have to learn so much about before you sit and talk. But with the little knowledge that I have, I know that the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ got married to more than 4 wives. And the reason being was because anytime he used to go to war and come back, most of his men would lose their lives. So he would have to basically go and pay his respect to those women, to basically let them know that they've lost their husband, and basically explain what has happened and everything. Those women will end up being widows and becoming vulnerable, and also an advantage on other men who actually wants to take the advantage to basically use those women, just because they know that those women will need security when it comes to finance, when it comes to someone helping them and everything, and also will need men. So what the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ used to do, even though God said a Muslim man is entitled to have up to 4 wives, but his one was an exception for him to get married up more than 4 wives. I think he had up to 11 wives, but his one was an exception because he used to do this not because of his own selfish gain, but because he wanted to protect those Muslim women who their husband actually passed away while they were actually away fighting for peace. So in order for the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ to bring peace within the community, he used to get married to those widows to protect them when it comes to finance, when it comes to security, and also make sure that no one is taking advantage over those women. So that was his reason why, and I believe that only one of his wives were not widows, but the rest were widows. And God always says, if you ever get married to a widow, you get more reward. So which is something huge in the Islam religion, if a man ever gets married to a widow, because you get rewarded for that. But nowadays, in this century that we are in, a lot of people don't actually like to get married to widows or someone that has divorced because of whatever reason, because they believe, oh, why should I get married to a lady that's a widow? Or why should I get married to someone that has a child? Why should I get married to someone that has divorced? And within the African community I'm actually talking about, most of us, is actually our families that persuade us not to do that, especially when it comes to men. Because for example, if I was divorced, or I was a widow, or I had a child out of wedlock, oh my God, if a man was to come and ask for my hand in marriage and maybe introduce me to their family would want to know a whole lot about me. Was I married before? What happened to that marriage? Do I have kids? My background, my family background. And if they don't like anything about my background, they would then try to persuade the guy, oh, don't get married to her, she's not good, she's this, she's that. So families as well have a huge role when it comes to who a man should actually settle down with, or who a specific woman should actually settle down with, because this is actually affecting our generation and other older generation as well, not just our generation now, which I've now got Sir, we're going to be calling him, who is a Gambian, and he will be talking more about why do African men actually love or want to get married to more than one woman, because I think it's peaceful just having your one queen by you and you being that king. But it's like nowadays most men don't even care about that, their attention being on just one woman, rather than having, whether they're rich or poor, but they would want to have more than one, which I absolutely disagree. I disagree. Well, it's my opinion and I guess I'm entitled to it. So, sir, are you ready for this?
Yes, Rene.
Okay.
But what I can say, you say it all.
Okay.
You explain it. Um, I'm just trying to adjust a bit.
Okay.
But I hear everything. What you said is the fact.
Okay.
And no one can change it.
Okay.
Yeah. But I know my friends, and some of them will not like to hear what I'm gonna say, and you are right. That's hard. If your husband go and married another lady, that's hard. But the reason why people are doing it is a different reason. Some guys, they can have wife, married with their wife for maybe 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, and they don't have kids.
Okay.
And even the family will start involve themselves in that marriage, and keep telling the man, you know what, it's time for you to go and look for another wife. You don't have a lady in the house. In your house, it's not a lady there. There's a lady in the house. But God don't give them those couple to have kids, or at that present time. But what they're gonna do, they're gonna try to push the guy to go and look for another lady and marry another lady. And the lady they bring, if the guy married another lady, the new one, the second wife come in, and within a year get pregnant, they're gonna take her as a queen. And the one who be who were the one, the first one who was there before, couldn't have kids. They're gonna start looking at that lady like is a man, and that's hard.
It does.
That's hard, really. And people will start talking about it. And if that lady, she's not strong, she will not last. And the second lady, if she keep having kids, she will take that advantage and control
The man.
the man. That's the hardest thing. Those things bring for our African friends or brothers to go and look for another wife. And that's not fair.
I know.
And
Sorry, I'm just gonna cut you off there because you did mention, oh, families do get involved a lot in
Yeah.
regards to like your marriage and everything.
Yeah.
But sometimes when families are like, oh, your wife can't conceive a child, this, that, and you end up getting married to another one without even doing that whole effort of checking to know what exactly the problem is, because sometimes the problem can be with the man and not even the lady, because then if that man end up getting married to someone else, it might be that they will still not have children.
Yeah, that one I witnessed one, and it was my neighbor, and he's a popular guy, you know, he's a rich guy, and he was my neighbor. Where I was renting, he have a big house there. He owned the house, and his first wife, I think they married for more than 5 years without having kids, and you know the family involved on it, and then keep telling him he have to marry another wife, you know, and he was not want to do it, but at the end he believed he's going to go old and he will not have kids, and he's a rich guy.
Okay.
Rene, believe me, he's a very rich guy. Maybe I will not say the name, but maybe if he'll watch this he will know it's him.
Okay.
Yeah, but I will not call any name. And he's rich, he have lots of stores, you know, and he married a second wife. 1 year, 2 years, nothing happened. And they went to him and said, unfortunately, you choose someone who couldn't have kids again. You have to marry third wife.
That why.
Because he's rich, he go for it. And Rene, what you said at the beginning, that's the right thing. But because your wife cannot produce, you're gonna go for another wife. Islam didn't bring that issue
No.
on that. Yeah, and it's absolutely wrong to do that. Yeah, and he went for the third wife, married for 1 year, 2 years, nothing happened. They told him to go for fourth and see. But he didn't want to do that. But because what people are telling him, he said, okay. But that took time for him to accept to go for the fourth wife. But the problem is, at times he sit and think about it and then start crying. And if that's happened, all those three wives will be in big problem.
But why?
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
the guy. You know, you've married one. You've made the mistake of getting married to another one, and that one couldn't conceive. And then you made another mistake by getting married to another one. Sit down and ask yourself, actually, is the problem with this woman or is the problem with me now?
Rene, you are talking about people who are really educated and people who can think properly. Is that you are talking about now?
But this is just common sense.
Yeah, it's common sense, but real life. I'm talking about Gambian man. Yeah, if they have a wife, they believe if
They're too proud.
they're too proud and they believe
They can
they are
conceive.
they are above that. It's not me, but my wife. They don't take it as them. Because they think they have all. Okay, so they know if this guy feel upset about without having kids, that's disturb him, and if he feel bad, he disturb, upset. He can even beat any of his wife who are present. That can happen, and his friend they have to call his friend for his friend to go there and take him out. That was a serious issue. I'm telling you, this was my neighbor. And what's happened? They forced him to have another fourth wife, and he went for that. 1 year, 2 years, he couldn't, and he never go and check himself. But the problem is those lady who married with him was making a fool out of him. Because what he told them, any of you, whoever pregnant, I will give you quarter of my wealth. You understand? And all of them start saying, not the first wife, because the first wife at the end was old and
Yeah,
he
she
couldn't
was old, yeah.
get yeah, is out of the line, but he's still there. He didn't divorce any of
Yeah.
them. At times you will see some of them said, "Oh, I miss my period. I think I'm pregnant. 1 month, 2 months. Oh, if they are seeing their period,
Oh,
they
okay.
say they miscarried.
Miscarriage. Oh, okay.
During the time you said you are pregnant, you believe you are pregnant, he will start to give you a lot of things
Things.
to
Pamper you,
pamper, yes,
Yeah.
and you're gonna look like you are the queen of the house. You understand? And that's what's going on and on and on. One day he was really mad, and start breaking stuff, and he was crying, and they called a friend. He have a very strong friend,
Yeah.
yeah, and they called him. He went there and took him out, and what he was saying, I will live till I die, and I will not see one of my child. And if I die, all this rich thing I have, where this thing's gonna go? He cried for that. He wanna have kids, and he wanna sponsor, give everything. But God said no. They told him it's a very big marable, and they told him the place he have to go, and that guy gonna check him. He went. That guy was laughing and said, "It's easy. Married fifth wife." Yeah. Yeah, you can't laugh, but that guy was in a pressure, like, he have to have one.
The fact that this guy was so rich
Yeah, he's also rich.
and
So
he did
rich.
not even thought about anything medical, basically seek medical advice and stuff like that.
No.
It doesn't matter how desperate you
It's-
are.
it's the-
It doesn't matter if you get married to more than 5 or 6 wives. If God says no, you're not having one, you're not having one.
Rene, this guy, they told him to go to the marable, and it was a very good marable. They told him, and he went there, and the marable told him, "This is easy. Go for fifth wife." He told the marable he went up to 4. He told him, "Yes, I know. Go for fifth." The fifth one, they call it danga takasa jam. Mom nga muna def mu nekk juromel. It's that one you have to make fifth. You cannot go and take anyone you want. You have to go and take. Our culture, we have slave, but it's not like slave who have to work hard. It's part of
It's
the
just a
culture.
saying. It's
Yes.
a cultural
So you
thing.
have to marry one of your family who is slave for you. So you have to be the fifth, and he did. Up to now, he didn't have nothing. All right, he went for fifth wife. Then I'm gonna come for another side of why people are having.
Did he end up having a child?
No, he don't. He don't. And still up to now, that's piss him off at times.
Okay.
And he's a rich guy. Forget about that. Coming for another level of having 2 or 3 or 4 wives. Some of the people who have money, who like the rich people or middle class,
Yeah.
at times they will have wives. They will have one wife and then start going out and see. They have cars, they drive, going out and go supermarket or going and have place to come and all that, or having drinks or something like that, and see another person start chatting or blah blah, like a lady like Rene, you are beautiful, like that, try to stop you and try to manipulate your mind, and then try to be your guy, and that's things come like that. And it's not like this lady, she's a married lady, she have a kid, and the husband passed away, I have to go and marry. That's the right thing to do. But we didn't take those ways, because what's happened is, since our grandparents, that's the same thing what's happened right now was happening before. Yeah? And then you will see a beautiful lady, you go for it. And if that lady accepts, you marry that lady, Yeah.
True.
So those things go by those things go in that way just to have enjoyment. Some guys do that. Is another way too. You can have a wife, and then maybe 1 year or 6 months you start having problem with your wife. Yeah, and then the problem keep going higher and higher instead of to reduce. Even the family will not able to try and bring peace between you and your wife, for example. And then people keep talking about it. Maybe your friends will start saying, "Oh, you know what? If you don't have another wife, your wife will never change." And that's put some of our brothers to go for second wife up to third wife. That's happened. You understand what I'm trying to explain?
Yes.
Yeah. At times, those things, happen because of having problem with the first wife. So they believe if your first wife give you problem, and then you go for the second wife, the problem will reduce. And some of them they have that. Some of them have it.
And does the problem end?
That will not really end, but that will reduce.
Reduce.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the one I really against, for example, a guy like me didn't have a job. If I have a job, even I cannot even feed one wife. Yeah, and then work so hard and save a little bit of money instead of to do it for my kids and for my wife. I think about to go and look for another second wife, and that will bring poverty and poverty. And that's happening in the Gambia. Those kids will be born without help from their parents because they don't have it. Is those one are against
That's
that.
why you can end up seeing a poor man with 3 to 4 wives
For wife.
and having 24 children or 30 children, and he can't even control their kids. Some end up going in the tourism.
Is that I'm trying
sector
to explain?
be Bumsters,
Yeah,
prostitutes.
I said in
beggars.
our first topic
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you this as well. For example, I'm rich, Rene. I'm rich, and I have a very nice, house, and I have a very nice cars as well. Everybody knows me. Yeah, I'm telling you, believe me, people will come to me and say, "I want to give you my daughter." Why? No, free because I like you, and you look like a good guy. Oh, I know because people are keep saying you are a good guy. I trust you to give you my daughter.
Sorry.
Those things too happen.
That does happen because a lot of our brothers and sisters repatriating back to Africa, I'm mainly focusing on the men. A lot of African women, well, African parents in Africa, not just African women, but African parents in Africa would actually approach these African diaspora from the diaspora that have repatriated to Africa, basically offering them their children because of poverty, because they want to have exactly what their friends had, or for their children to have better life so that they can sponsor their parents and stuff like that, without even digging to know who this person really is, and what's his purpose of coming to the Gambia or to the country. And you're just selling, not even selling, giving your child away just like that, which shows no pride. They said poverty, it's a crime, but I don't see it that way. You still need to keep your pride no matter what. That's what I believe in. And parents are actually damaging their kids because of what they want. It's all about their own selfish gain, which is so bad.
Rane, that's why I said, like the way we said, poverty is a crime. And who believe it, that's fine. Who don't believe it, that's fine. But poverty is a crime. The poverty bring all these kind of things. Yeah. And how to call it? I know a guy, and he's not in the Gambia, but he's in Senegal.
Yeah.
And he's an old man, but he's a big marabout. Marabout is like people who
They're
people
like seers,
follow,
basically.
follow and say, he know lots in Islam and
Yeah.
he can preach them and teach them. Yeah, that guy is really good on that. But he have more than 4 wives, but people, because they like him so much, people take their own daughter, virgin I mean, You don't give that guy a old lady, young lady. Is keep saying, you know, I accept your preach, and I like you so much. This is my daughter. I give it to you, and I don't ask nothing. He have a place. He built a place, and it's for all those ladies are living there. At times he can't even remember. They give him, for example, they give him Fatma. At times they remind him and said to him, for example, you have a wife called Fatma, and that the father gave it to you since 6 or 7 years ago. At times he will say, tell her I release her to go and look for
Another man.
because the ladies they give him is too many.
Too much that he can't even remember that.
Yes.
Most of them.
Yes. Those kind of thinking is still going on, Rene. That's why I said what you was explaining at the beginning. That's the right thing. But whether we are following the right thing, no. We are saying we have right to marry 1 or 2 or 3 wives, but in a way, the way we are doing it is absolutely wrong. And then our kids gonna follow the same way we are doing, because we follow our dads and our dads follow their dads.
And guests coming in the country will do exactly the same because they believe that's the culture.
That's
doing.
Yeah, that's
and
happening.
People, parents saying to you, "Oh, this is my child. This is Rene. You can have her because you're beautiful, because you're handsome. You're a good man. You have money. You can look after her." Where's the pride?
Rene, that's why I said.
Respect Rene. You wouldn't respect me
Rene,
as your wife.
That's
because
why
you know how you got me, and you're gonna go out there and find someone else and marry that other person because you believe that is the culture. Please, people, even though our parents.
No, but Rene, that's not the culture. People take it as a culture, but that's not a culture. And if you go to the religion, that's not the religion. The religion didn't ask that.
Exactly.
You understand? The religion have sympathy for the ladies. Especially a married lady who, how to call it, lost, divorce, the husband. You the guy who can sponsor, you can, feel sorry for that lady and then go and talk to that lady whether she want to still
be married.
Yes, be married, and then you're going to take care of her and the kids. Yeah? Because today if you said, okay, she lost her husband. For example, she lost her husband. I'm rich. And I said, okay, I'm going to take care of her without married her. Maybe one day I will forget to give money for her. And maybe she will feel shame to come and ask me. And that's can turn for her to start getting boyfriend, and they're going to misuse her, because she have a kid. They will not, it's hard to marry those kind of, in this generation. You understand? So, that's why the prophet said we can help those not to have a wife. Right now my wife have, for example, 40 years, and I go and marry another lady who have 18 years. We can do it, but that's not the right way. We keep saying we have right to do it because we want to do it. That's why we said we have right to do it. But we don't have right to do it that way. And the 3/4 of the Muslims are following that. What I mean, the African, like Senegal, Gambia, Guinea Conakry, Mali, Mauritania, all those people are doing that. And that's not the way.
And it's like these women don't even have a voice. All they have to do is cry on their pillow and then sleep with it, because a lot of us, when we actually go to our parents to explain this, they would just say, being married is hard. It comes with happiness and pain.
Come on, Rene, think about what I said to you. Hold the hand of my daughter, travel maybe 100 miles or 200 or 300 miles, and go in a place you never been, and then hand over you to a man you never know, and that man even is older than you, is like your age of your dad, or is older than your dad, and say to that man, I'll give you my daughter and I don't need nothing. So that means you are nothing, because they just give it to you like that.
Yeah.
They give that man, like you puzzle
You're
something
nothing.
and then go
Yeah.
and give
Just
give
a
that
gift,
yes, just a
basically.
gift, and you will remain in that place.
No matter what.
Yes, if that man wanna sleep with you, he have the right to sleep with you. If the man don't want to sleep with you, the man will release you and say, "Go, I'm free. You can go." Come on, Rene.
It's bad.
That's not part of human. The religion don't ask that. We are abusing the religion and the culture as well.
That's what I'm saying. That this is the reason why when guests actually come to the country, they don't abuse it as well, because that's what they're seeing. That's what they're seeing, and they think they know it's wrong, but they will do it because people are doing it.
It's not even that's the saying, Rene. If, for example, a black British is in the Gambia, I work so hard, and at times I can't even put food on the table, and I know this guy is a friend. I start talking to him, and I know him. I can tell him, "Oh, I have a very beautiful daughter. Come to my place. Come to my home. I don't ask nothing. If you want, I can give it to you. I can give it to you if you want." And if that guy come to my house and see that beautiful girl I have and say, "Oh, yes, I don't mind." And that girl, she's young, 18, 17, 19. Come on, Rene. The guy will say yes.
Yeah, why not?
And you give your daughter to that man freely without asking anything, because you expect you're going to have something there. It's not the people who go and try and change their mind to do that. It's us, the Gambian, who push that for them to have it.
Exactly. I agree.
We have to educate ourselves first, and then learn. And then anyone who come, we teach you as well.
Yeah.
But if we didn't learn, and then anyone who come, we push you in that way, the position we are, we're not going to pass that. We're going to still in that position.
Absolutely.
You at times you have white people come in the Gambia. You have a 17 years or 14 years. You give your daughter to that white person, and that white person maybe is 50 or 60 years. What do you expect? Because this guy is a European and you are poor, this guy going to take your daughter to Europe? Yes, that I'm trying to explain to you. We didn't educate ourselves. We do what we want. Come on. We the guys, the Gambians, we have to think about, I'm not talking about ladies, but we the parents, the fathers, we have to think about what we are doing. Even if it's our wife who even try to do that, we have to stop them and try to educate them. But for us, we are the stupid people who accept for our wife to start communicate with that. Or we try to we try to call them and then try to talk and say, "I can give you my daughter," instead of trying to stop that.
Thank you very much. I think this is going to be the end of this video, because this is a topic that will never end, because I believe that the way African parents in Africa have actually turned the table around when it comes to culture and the religion is actually to benefit them. It's for their own interest and not the actual real fact of how the culture or the religion was actually laid out. So this is just an advice to African parents that we know exactly what's going on, and even though most of us are not saying anything, it's because some people believe that, oh, what's the point saying anything, because at the end of the day it's their children, they can do whatever. But well, Rene is saying, yes, it's your child, but every other person have all rights to actually advise you, because you might not be seeing things exactly the way that I am, and maybe me just speaking out, that might educate you, and this may change your ways. That's the only reason why I decided to do this. And yes, sir.
Yeah, it's not only, I forget to tell you, it's not only the Muslim who does those things.
That's true, yeah.
You have now even, it's not even today, it's not even yesterday, the Christian, even in the Gambia, Christian, all what they know, one wife, one husband. But the Christian now, even nowadays, they do 2 or 3 wives. One, they married one in the church, and then the second one behind the church, or the third one behind the church. So because
Just
this
them
is not
doing
a
the
culture. This is not a culture. They
Oh
are
no,
saying.
I'm talking about the traditional wedding. So they
Yeah.
would do one
Yeah.
in the church and tradition, and then the other one just a traditional wedding.
Yeah, and if you checked it at the Bible, it's not there. What the Muslims are doing, even having 1, 2, 3, 4 wives,
They
you
don't
know,
meet the criteria.
the beautiful ladies you can grab, you marry them. No, the religion, Muslim religion didn't say that. The Muslim religion is to make peace and sympathy. Yeah? To
Yeah.
sympathize the one who divorced or the one who lose the
The
husband.
husband.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you so very much for everyone that has watched today, and I hope you share and also like this video. Comment down below and tell me your own opinion about this topic and whether you would like sir to be part of most of my topics when it comes to how parents should basically handle their homes. And also you can add in your comments to tell me exactly what kind of topics that you want to see on my next videos as well. Thank you so very much for tuning in. I truly appreciate your time and the love and support that you guys have been giving me. So see you in my next video. Goodbye.